What are you doing?
Like, oh my god.
I don't even know what's going on.
Player one. Prepare yourself.
Don't forget our gift cards available at RitaYanez.com, and so am I.
Turn on the light! Turn on the light!
Hi there, Capricorn. This is your weekly reading for the week of December 14th through 20th. I wish you well. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're excited about your impending winter break if you're here in the United States. And for those of you that are in the Southern Hemisphere, I'm not sure what you guys do. You need to let me know because I'm totally confused. I know that it is summer there, right, when it's winter here. And of course, there's even places here in the United States where it is still summery, like perennial summer there in Southern California and as well as in Florida. I know for sure it's always warm, those places. There's places that are a little bit cooler, but not necessarily most of the time. Southern California, where I was born and raised, it's always, warm. So right now I'm not in a place that's warm, let me tell you that, but I'm used to it now. So whatever it is that your time of year means for you, I hope that you're on your way to feeling good about that, spending time together. And I think now more than ever with time zones and even language no longer being a barrier because of the wonderful internet, that we can all just kind of hold hands together no matter what celebration goes on in your part of the world or country. I think we can all enjoy each other's traditions. On Monday, the card that you've drawn is the card of tradition. This 10 of Pentacles card is the one that talks to us about dynasty, about family, about traditions, about your family of origin or the family that has stepped in to be that family of origin for you, like if you're adopted or if you were fostered in or if you were just raised by another family member. And this doesn't always mean that your family is as perfect as this lovely picture. Old man, dog, kid, baby, house, mom and dad, medieval clothing. It could also be what you have learned to come to know and accept as your family's traditions and even what family means to you. So on this day, we've got the Sun in Sagittarius squaring Jupiter and Virgo. And for you, this could be kind of bringing up ideas from the past, maybe situations from the past you've not really figured out how to put them into perspective. Like if you have some difficult situation from your childhood, and of course being a young person is not that long ago or far away from, where you're still trying to figure out why it is that you still think about these things, and maybe it's something cutting that a family member said or a parent, God forbid, or something difficult such as this, and you're just trying to put it in perspective because you've got Pluto is conjunct Mercury in Capricorn, your solar first house, for the purpose of this reading, right? And especially for those of you that know for a fact you are a Capricorn ascendant, Capricorn rising sign, this would really make a lot of sense to you as well. We also have Uranus in Aries, your solar fourth house of home, family structure, foundation, and early home life, of course, where you're at, opposed to Mars, the planet of passion, war, destruction, competition, adrenaline. And so this very physical kind of energy up there in your 10th house is going to be easier for you to manage than it will be, say, for other people, because you actually know how to channel that, like most young people do, very organically and very naturally into feeling better about your life and being able to transform much more easily than your older counterparts would. You actually are much better at this, believe it or not. So just don't let anything kind of like a surprising situation about where you're supposed to be for the holidays, or who's going to be where, or what's going to happen here, how are we doing this, or I wish that my needs were met a certain way. It may not come across the way that you hope it to, but if you stay open and fluid to the environment working with you, you'll see that things work out for you in the end. So just stay relaxed, stay fluid, stay present, stay conscious. Mercury in Capricorn, of course, your solar first house, will sextile Neptune in Pisces, that solar third house of communication, where, of course, we've got Chiron as well. So we're working on healing some rifts, if at all possible, with the people we love. And it's always okay to say, hey, look, yeah, let's not talk about it. It wasn't cool, but I love you, and we can just let this go now. And so it could be that you and your friends are trying to move forward, and there could be some people there that still have some hurt feelings amongst each other and might not have anything to do with you directly. And it could be that you're the one who says, dude, look, you guys, I love you all, you're my tribe, and we've got to just get past this, and let's just forget it, and let's just live for today, because what if none of us wake up tomorrow? Let's just say a major asteroid hits the earth and knocks us off into freaking, bouncing off into another damn dimension. And so, there's all kinds of things that could happen. I'm not saying that would, but think about it. What if none of us woke up tomorrow because we're in another damn dimension? So we'll all be together in that place, but let's enjoy each other's company while we've got it here in this place, shall we? On Tuesday, we've got the Four of Wands in reverse, again, kind of underscoring that for you guys, particularly, there could be an instability among your close personal friendships. And yeah, it could be in your family, but I think for you guys, it's a little more specific to your friendships or somebody that you miss. It could be a romantic relationship, but I think that this is more like a friendship. And even if it is your boyfriend or girlfriend, like a romantic interest, I still think that this relationship has a very strong undercurrent of being like a past life connection where you were best friends, or that you were siblings. Somehow there's a very strong playful energy there with you guys, and that might be what you need to focus on. Like, hey, look, bump each other in the arm. Come on. Let's just get our stuff together, and let's just keep doing the best we can in school, because it's going to be time before we know it to go to college, and we don't know how long we're going to end up together through college, and we're going to have so much more fun. Let's just enjoy today. Carpe diem, right? Seize the day. And I think that will help you move through some of the more uncomfortable energies. And I, again, don't think it's going to be so difficult for you to move through this, because you're younger, you're more flexible, and not just physically. I know you guys are still doing like jumping jacks and flips and all kinds of stuff, but where emotionally and psychologically, you're actually so much more healthy, more than any other generations have been, trust me, where you're able to kind of move right through these emotions and fluidly vent about them, communicate them, get them out there. Again, always remember not to post things that would become regrettable later, where you're like, I'm just so pissed off, my mother is just, and you're just like, whoa, now my aunt called my mom, and my mom knows because her cousin saw, and then you're busted, and there goes the internet, and they yank your modem, and you're done. So just make sure that you keep that in mind. We also have the Knight of Swords here, communicating very, very strong, having very forceful types of dialogue. So again, don't let this become that energy that becomes somewhat combative. Don't become defensive. If somebody says something weird to you, and they're like throwing a diss your way, or it's like some shade you didn't expect, you can say, wow, ow, okay. And let them look at you for a moment. And if they'll be like, what are you going to do about it then? Just say, well, I'm going to sit here and feel my feelings and contemplate my digestive system. This is really going to give me explosive diarrhea right here, right now, at this moment, right in front of you. Just give them something to bounce them off of a different trajectory, so that either they take their diss with them, or that they see that you don't care. And you could say something like, hey, weird, I love you too. And, don't be too sarcastic. I mean, well, look, do whatever you got to do. Because really, if somebody comes at you with that kind of energy, as long as it doesn't become a fist fight, which I don't think it's going to be, it might just be more of a battle of the wits or some words. But you have much more success, it seems, in trying to mitigate this, ameliorate this, de-escalate this by saying, gosh, I love you. I don't know why you'd say that to me. Give that person a chance to recover. Give them a chance to recover. You don't have to bear their grudge. Just let them understand. If they say, well, look, isn't it true that, you've been talking about me and da-da-da-da-da, and Sally and Sue and Bobby Jane said you called me a heifer. And you're like, no, I would not say that about you, and I didn't. And if someone misunderstood me and thought that's what I said, I apologize. I wouldn't call you something I wouldn't want people calling me. I don't want to hurt you, just like I don't want people hurting me. And in that moment of real interaction, an exchange on a very basic level, just as I showed you, just as I said, like this, wow, I'm so sorry if that's what people thought I said about you, but that isn't at all what I said. In fact, you may have to come up with a situation where you have to actually say, look, I never brought you up in any way, shape, or form. I don't know what people are doing, but maybe they're just misinformed. So don't point fingers in a bunch of different directions that could actually propagate more drama, because that's the kind of thing that the Uranus and Aries in the fourth house for young people would be like. Make it go away by being very honest, but direct and to the point, i.e., I don't even really know you. I'd like to get to know you. I've always wanted to get to know you. Add a little sugar. And no, I don't want to say things like that about you. That's not like me, and it makes me feel bad that anyone would think that's me. That's not me. I may make fun of my brother, but I don't want to say anything about anyone else that could hurt them. And you'll see how easily this turns into a win-win kind of situation. On Thursday, we've got the Nine of Cups in reverse. That could indicate that there is the element of maybe getting something that you wish for, or something that you long for, or some information that you hoped for. And then it's not quite exactly like for you seniors that have been applying or taking the ACTs to figure out where you place. And you may have even had to take it a few times. And then you find out that you're not accepted at the college you hoped, but you are accepted to another one where you're like, Georgia, what? Seriously? And then I could be like, damn, it's beautiful there. You could go on haunted tours. It's a great place to be. It's not a super crazy crime rate. You have to be safe like you would in any other part of the country. But you might get stuck on thinking, but I got accepted, but it wasn't where I wanted to be. Well, if you're really that unhappy, stay local, do a couple of years at the local college, and then try again to go where you want to go. Maybe that's what the universe wants you to do, is consider other options. And I wasn't picking on Georgia I love Georgia. I've only been there once. I've only passed through it. It was on a layover, and I've been dying to go back one day to see all of the African American heritage. I hear that there's museums dedicated to the African American heritage there, and that there's tons of places to go get free tours and guided tours, and I would love to be there. I must have some kind of past life association, because I feel like I must have been working in a barn somewhere. I really feel in tune with the land. There were so many instances where I could totally see myself working in fields with other people and bonding very closely with women, other souls like me. I just know it's got to be a radical bitchin' ass place to go visit. So I totally want to do that sometime. Also, the Nine of Cups could indicate that you do get something that you want, but then there is something of a catch-22 or quid pro quo, where you're like, well, I did get accepted to where I wanted to go, and now I realize that this is going to cost me my ass by the time I'm done. Well, you still have time to make choices. There's nothing that says you have to be locked into one thing or another. Although, already, if you're thinking that you have to be in a certain place and you've committed resources to it in some way. But I'm still telling you that if we're talking about this now, and this is winter break here in the United States, or we're getting close to it, you still have time to change your mind. And maybe what you need to do is stay, like I said, local for a little while to get some sea legs under you, so that you don't feel so overwhelmed while you're trying to get the flow and get the hang of it, and maybe while you just get a little time under your belt in terms of what the schedules are like. So Nine of Cups in reverse isn't always like, oh, you don't get your wish. That's too 8-ball like, This is more like, yeah, you got what you wanted, or it's not quite the way you expected it, or there's some small difference that, you might get over focused on. But I think as long as you stay fluid, again, just kind of going with the flow and moving through it and using your gut and detecting what your gut tells you. If you're like, I applied to this because I just did, or they made me in school, but I'm kind of not feeling it now. Remember that you're not committed to any one thing in particular. You can change your damn mind all the time, and trust me, it's easier for you to work things out before you go. And if you decide after a semester locally that you got to get out of there, well, then you can do that too. Nothing that says you can't do that. Also, we have Venus and Scorpio sextiling Pluto and Capricorn. And so Scorpio being your 11th house of social groups and networking and friends and the people you chill with and hang out with, probably the people that you go to school with, other comrades and friends of yours like this. This Venus and Scorpio helping you out is going to help you network more with people or be in contact with people at schools, and especially so because we've got emphasis there in your solar ninth house, which is Virgo, and that's where the North Node is. Education is exactly all the way, baby. And for those of you that are not going to college this year, and even if you're just going from that next year, 2016 is when you go from middle school to high school. Oh, look, now you're all the way up to the big time, and then there's only one big more step after, the 4 years that you do in high school, and you'll be thinking about this soon enough. So lots of you are going to be focused on education, higher learning. Even a lot of adults that are Capricorn types are going to be going back to school, taking online courses or certifications, or maybe taking some free Coursera classes, which are amazing. You should check out how much fun this is. And it's all free. Some of the courses you can pay for a type of certification for it, but pretty much it's open to everybody to do for free. I don't remember if you have to be 18 or not, but it's amazing. Don't overload yourself, during the time when you're supposed to be focusing on your grades at school right now. But maybe in the summer, you can find out some courses that you can take, maybe even just one online to get an experience. Like maybe you're like, look, I really have always wanted to study neurology. Let me take one of those classes and see what that's like. And, of course, you'll see how it works once you jump onto their sites. But also we have to just keep in mind, again, that the Uranus and Aries opposition to Mars in Libra is, could just make some people act weird, and it might not even be you. You could have somebody else acting like a crazy person near you, just being a little too aggressive or pursuing you too much, where it's like, wow, okay, so I'm trying to get to know you and you're proposing marriage and we're 13. And you're like, let's start off with tetherball and see where we go. From there. Friday, we've got the Hierophant in reverse, and this is a card that indicates that you're feeling like it's time to bust out of that. Bust some new moves, bust some new education, get yourself some certification, get yourself some training, get yourself some new interests, read a new book. Decide once and for all that you're going to read George Orwell's 1984 because Rita said it's great for you to do. Amazing, fantastic, especially when you look and see what year it was written and what this author thought would be happening in 1984, which was actually 2 years before I graduated high school. Makes me feel like a fossil, but I know people older than me and you combined, and to me, they really are fossils. Venus and Scorpio will in conjunct Uranus and Aries. So again, there could be a little bit of a disruption in the flow, the energy flow of your relationships with your friends, or you are told at home that you cannot go do the wild thing with all of your girlfriends and that your parents are going to have you on lockdown. And you're like, damn, we just wanted to go to the mall, and so if you get this kind of energy, trust me when I tell you the best thing you can do is say, okay, so yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. All right. If you change your mind, would you please let me know? I'm going to go and disinfect your bathroom. And then go off and do something like this. And they go, she wants something. Yeah, well, of course. No, crap, Sherlock. She wants to go to the mall. And maybe because they see that you're so eager to be sweet and you give mommy a hug and you say, I love you. You know that, of course, why are you loving on me? Well, because I love you, Mom. Damn. Okay. So don't say that, but you know what I'm saying. It would be good for you to think outside the box, and when necessary, get your ass back in the box so that your family sees that you are abiding by the rules and are a lovely citizen and are not going to be too difficult. Even if you have to go into the bedroom and scream into the pillow, just rage quit and then wait for somebody to give you the green light. Don't show them the frustration, especially when kids think if they cry in front of their parents that that's going to make it better. It actually upsets them more. So don't let them see those. Keep it to yourself. Be honest when they're like, are you okay? Are you mad at me because I don't feel comfortable letting you go with a car full of crazy people, half your girlfriends smoke and who knows what else? And you're like, Mom, I will tell them not to secondhand smoke me, wreck my lungs, and jack my hair. Okay? And so just be yourself, stay calm and centered, and you'll see your parent or parents will change their mind in time. Just don't force the issue so that they don't go like ninja crazy and lock you down even more. Saturday, we've got the Six of Cups in reverse, which just could be where maybe you really do have some friends that are able to go do something that you're not allowed to do. Maybe they're all going on a date to Fuddruckers or something else, and don't go to Chipotle's. I'm kidding. I wouldn't go to Chipotle's right now. But, just think about what it is that is bringing you down, and then try to put on your happy little face. Don't get angry. Don't emote and act out, because, again, that's not going to make the situation easier for you, because it could very well be that, like, you're not allowed to date, and, most parents don't allow this. I mean, I got to tell you the truth. And so, I wouldn't talk about dating with them. I would talk about friending. I would get on a bowling team. I would get on the school's bowling or tetherball team. Maybe they've got some like super special middle school Olympics, and four square. Or do people play dodgeball anymore? That is freaking horrible. I remember being terrified, and watching people get, boinked in the face really hard with a big fat red ball. So try to work with the energy of frustration and not let it become a thing that wrecks your weekend or puts you more under lock and key, right? And also, this is the weekend that we've got Mercury going retrograde, shadow retrograde in Capricorn. So you want to make sure that you're keeping track of your cell phone, your purse, your backpack, your books, your wallet, your gym shoes, your gym bag. Just make sure that you're paying attention to things. I kind of wouldn't cash my check from McDonald's and then carry it around in my wallet. And I've heard of things like that happening where I'm like, wow. I think I heard about it once, that some kid at a school my kids used to go to had his wallet stolen, and there was like $600 in it. And I'm like, wow, that sucks. And then I think the principal was like, what are you doing bringing that kind of money to school, right? Would have been better for you to bury it in a mason jar behind a cow pie or something if you really couldn't open a bank account or you couldn't keep it anywhere. Damn, I would find a million different ways that nobody would know about. No treasure maps, leave no symptoms of it. And Sunday, we've got the Queen of Swords upright. So it could be that you've got an authority figure that is not really conducive to your ideas, or just doesn't feel that they can be in alignment with them. And I don't think that I would want to push it too much, like I said, because you could get frazzled nerves and frazzled parents. Or if your grandma raises you, grandma could be like, needing an adjustment in medication, and, and her heart rate and blood pressure, pacemaker, defibrillator thing, so just don't make matters worse. I think overall, Capricorn, that you guys are going to have a great week. I think that with Venus and Scorpio, you are amazing, alluring, enticing, and super wow. You should be on a tetherball team. You should be doing something that doesn't actually risk your head. Contact injuries scare me, but, do something that makes you feel good. Channel the energy into something that could be for a cause. Hey, look, and maybe your parents don't let you go out dating or stepping into a car full of boys or something crazy, but they will let you volunteer your time at the YMCA or at any other senior centers, homeless shelters, soup kitchens, food kitchens where people go get supplies and they need to see a beautiful smile like yours, looking back at them to give these individuals some hope that there is good and light in the world. And that way you might be able to get some of your friends together so that you can go friending by doing something that's really good for a good cause to motivate people. You go visit kids together singing Christmas carols in the hospitals where the kids are laid up because they've got cancer or they're getting some crazy treatment. And, you go in there singing and dancing and laughing and playing and being part of their world. And there are plenty of things that you can do. And if you don't know what to volunteer for, you can always call your local chamber of commerce. You certainly can ask your counselors and teachers in school. Say, look, is there anything like going on where we could actually make a difference? And maybe you just want to get a team of your friends together and safely, and making sure that you watch where you're going at night and all that. Sing Christmas carols, sing funny songs, sing things that make people realize that you're not there to disturb them. You're just there to sing at them. And you'll see that people will actually come out and clap for you and thank you for being a part of making their world brighter, happier, and more peaceful. Good luck to you guys. Make sure that you're creative with the words that you use, in terms of frustration and or, dating isn't a thing that most people want to hear, but friending is a thing that's actually okay with just about everybody. God bless you guys, and I'll be talking to you soon.